Alright, today I'm going to be installing the Fumoto quick drain oil valve in the 2011 Lincoln MKX. So first things first, typically when you're changing the oil, these are the tools that you'll need: the creeper, the catcher, filter, and the new oil. So what I'm going to do by installing this is eliminate the oil drain pan and this guy, because we will be putting in this, which is a quick drain. Flip the switch and all the oil comes out. So what's nice about that is it has a nice positive lock, but you can hook a hose, which is what that's for. Hook a drain hose right to it, drop that into my oil recycling container, and then don't have to use those tools. Make changing oil go a lot quicker. So the first thing I'm going to do is put this piece and this piece together permanently with the red thread locker. Alright, so had an issue with my thread locker, broke up there, but anyways, got some drops on there. Just so you guys are aware of what I'm putting in, this is for a 2011 3.7 liter Lincoln MKX, requires the F107, and this adapter, the ADP 107. So I will put these two together now so that I have one piece. Alright, so the idea behind putting these two pieces together permanently with the red is that I don't ever intend on taking this out. So I will do the same when I install this in the car. Alright, so on the underside of the car, makes it nice and easy. The filter is right here, just right underneath the very front of the car. Then back here is the drain plug. Go ahead and take those out and replace those. So now you can see I'm waiting for the oil to drain out. As is good practice, the car has been warmed up, so the oil's nice and warm. I ran to the store, got a few things. So the oil's nice and warmed up, mixed up, get all the contaminants in, ready to come out. So this is what I'm going to eliminate, is this catch and then transfer to another oil container and using tools. Here you can see the old drain plug, how it compares to the Fumoto piece that I'm going to install. So it has this rubber gasket on it, fairly long. It's coarse thread, that's why you need the adapter piece here. We'll go ahead and put that in when the oil stops running. Put a little red thread locker on the end down here, because once again this is going to be a permanent installation. Then all we need to use is a simple 15mm wrench to tighten it down. Then it'll be permanently installed. Then my time spent under the car will be minimized, because we'll just flip the switch and then the oil will come out. We'll be ready to go. So once the oil's completely drained out, we'll go ahead and remove and just kind of wipe this up, get it nice and clean, so that we're ready to put the new piece in. So here's the piece in. It's hand tight. Just take my wrench here, bring this guy firm and snug. Pretty happy with that. There we go. Now I'm not too concerned about this piece, because it is protected from anything down below. You can see how it's protected. So that was one of my concerns when I was putting this in, that this might get accidentally hit, but see that it's well higher than the bottom of the drain pan, so next time I crawl under here, all I have to do is slide the hose on the end, flip this, have the hose in my catch, I'm good to go. So I will minimize my time under here. And tools needed. Since I opened that up, I had a little dribble there. Nice and clean, positive lock. Don't have to worry about it going open accidentally. So just push that up, slide it back. Then we have the oil drained out. Now it's permanently installed with some red thread locker. And I don't have to worry about this piece coming out. Continuing on with the process, let's go ahead and remove the oil filter. I loosened it up a little bit. There's no sense in over tightening this component. Just like it says, when it comes to contact, then another 3/4 of a spin. Some oil change places will put that on and spin the heck out of it, and there's no need for that. So once this is done, then I will take it off. Replacing the old with this new K&N. Go ahead and remove the wrapper, then take a dab of oil, and then we'll smear it along the edge of that and replace it back in. So the oil filter location on this is super easily accessible, right at the front of the engine. Go ahead and put this guy on there. K&N makes a nice easy, you put a wrench, so if you wanted to, you can put a wrench on it, tighten it down. So there it's touching, you can see this is, just make note of the location, spin it, it's about half, spin it a little more, I was using the dot on this side, so that's about 3/4 of a turn. Really, that's all you need. Before I put this on, I made sure that I cleaned up, wiped up any oil that was left from the previous filter. And then I wiped the engine down as well. It's always a good habit to do that, so that if it starts leaking, you can see if there are any spots that you missed or need to go back and adjust. And that's really all the time under the car now. Just dump the oil in, start it up, and check it. Alright, so the Lincoln takes, consult your owner's manual, but this one takes 5.5 quarts. I'm using a fully synthetic 5W30. Have a nice long funnel, makes it easier for getting it in there. So I can just dump the whole thing. This is 5 quarts. So it'll take this plus a little more. Alright, so 5.5 quarts are in. Go ahead, don't forget to put the oil cap back in, full tight. Let it sit for a few minutes. Give a tug and then check the oil. You want to make sure that it's in the full range. I'll make sure that it is before I go ahead and start it up. Now to give you an idea how this is going to work, this is the one that's going in my other car. So then you just hook up some 3/8 inch tubing to it. Then I can run this into the old oil, an old oil container. Flip the switch, oil drains out, nice and clean. Instead of having to transfer now from the oil container, I can just dump it right directly into the container. You'll want to make sure that you start the car, let it run, and then make sure that there are no engine oil pressure lights that come on. Then you want to be sure to crawl back underneath. Make sure that there are not any leaks anywhere around the oil filter. And then being that this is a new installation of the Fumoto, I'm going to make sure that it's not leaking anywhere. Certainly doesn't look like it's leaking. So it's ready for me to drive away.